Welcome to Kentucky State Park's Recreation Station. My name is Lisa. I'm coming to you from John James Audubon State Park in Henderson, Kentucky. In the summer of 1938, Audubon State Park opened for the first time. Like other state parks in Kentucky and across the country, this park was built with the help of the CCC, or the Civilian Conservation Corps, and the WPA, Works Progress Administration. CCC Company 1540 was brought to Henderson, Kentucky from West Virginia. Several Henderson natives also joined in, and about 200 workers began to put together the park roads, shelters, cottages, built and filled 2 lakes, and the Audubon Museum, which you see behind me. There were about 50 workers who were in charge of constructing this very unique and beautiful building. So let's go find out some more about it. The architectural style is French Norman, which recognizes John James Audubon's French heritage. It is patterned after a French chalet, but is affectionately known by a lot of our visitors as the castle. The museum's formal gardens were established through a donation by Mr. John Duncan. He so loved walking through the gardens at George Washington's Mount Vernon home that he wanted a place here in Audubon that he could also enjoy, which would remind him of his visit there. The museum's formal gardens continue to be a place for a relaxing stroll, a picnic blanket, or they're frequently used by weddings, for party receptions, and many photographers come to take prom pictures and family photo sessions. The museum is covered by a slate roof over a limestone block building. The limestone was cut from nearby Wolf Hills Quarry, and also a lot of the stone came from nearby Seabury, Kentucky. Each block for these buildings was hand cut by a stone cutter. One corpsman who was assigned to work here at Audubon was Charles Jake Adams. When he was asked if he knew how to cut stone, he of course claimed he could because he wanted to work on the project, but he'd never done that before. When he began, it would take him about an hour to cut one stone, and then by the time he was finished, he could make a stone in about 10 minutes. Jake is the one who is responsible for all of the archways that you will see here at the building. He was able to form the stone in exactly the right shape to create a perfect arch, and you'll see plenty of these arches throughout its construction. Right outside the museum entrance is a beautiful patio paved with flagstone, which overlooks the museum garden. Our tower draws a lot of attention, and what's really unique about its structure, do you see those cubby holes at the top? Those were put there on purpose to provide nesting places for native birds. So let's go in the door and we'll get a glimpse of what the inside of the museum is like. It was built with a specific purpose in mind. So the inside has wide open spaces and some beautiful woodwork. So let's go in the museum's main gallery. And we'll take a look at one of my favorite places in the museum. Would be this diorama, which depicts John James Audubon sitting in his home by the fire, creating his artwork. And wherever you look here at the museum, you'll see evidence of the CCC's craftsmanship. This fireplace mantle was hand carved by Jake Adams. You can tell from the echo that I am actually inside our tower. I'm going to take you for a special trip up into the top of our tower. Let's go. Our tower has 3 levels. This is the ground floor, so we're going to take a trip up our spiral staircase here. We've reached our 2nd level of the tower here. Nice round room. We'll take a look out the window to see what our view is. This one looks out over the museum's garden. And we have another set of stairs to climb. So we are now into the section where we looked on the outside, where all those cubbies were built for the birds to nest. I'll give you a view up into the very top, where the tower comes to a point. And we'll see what our window view is now. This section looks out over another wing of our museum. The tower is currently closed, but normally when you come to visit the museum, you are allowed to come up and explore inside. And a couple other interesting things about the museum. Over the smallest gallery, there was originally built a caretaker's apartment. And on the back side of the museum, you can see this structure. It's the chimney for the fireplace, but it's also a stairway up to this arch. It was originally going to be another entrance to the upper floor, but funding ran short and that project was scrapped, and so we have a lookout tower. In 1992, a renovation project took place which added a whole new area to the museum building. So it now includes a nature center and a wildlife observation room overlooking the woods. Houses our museum store, a meeting and exhibit space, and a 46-seat theater. Throughout the 1920s, Susan Starling Tolles, who was Henderson's librarian and the president of their Audubon Society and their Historical Society, took it upon herself to tirelessly collect Audubon prints, original oil paintings, letters, and personal belongings, which would become the starting collection to be housed in this museum. The Audubon Museum is said to contain one of the world's largest collections of original artwork and artifacts pertaining to John James Audubon, particularly to his time period that he spent here in Henderson, Kentucky, where he lived from 1810 to 1819. So next time you're in the northwestern part of Kentucky, stop into John James Audubon State Park and come check out the Audubon Museum for yourself. You won't be disappointed. Goodbye from Lisa at John James Audubon State Park. Thanks for watching Recreation Station.